Hey everybody, welcome to the Double Stuff Podcast. We are double the hosts, double the topics, double the fun, and I'm Sarah.
I'm Charity.
And we have a return guest on the podcast today, Christy! The third Harmon sister.
And the crowd goes wild.
That's usually how we introduce each other when we're at home all the time, too. So today, because it's the holiday season, it's our favorite time of year, we wanted to talk about Christmas. Now, we've talked about this on the podcast all the time, but we've never done it with the three of us as sisters on a podcast episode. So I figured this would be kind of fun to kind of put in our harmonized views on how we celebrate Christmas. So one of the big things that we like to do is decorate the tree, and we always do it early.
Sorry, not sorry.
Christmas in July.
I think the earliest one we ever did was back in 2020. We actually put our tree up on November 1st. We had never done anything that early before.
I was hoping that we could do that again this year, but everybody been busy.
Oh, yeah.
Well, and in 2020, because people, it was COVID and people were looking for things to like make them happy. A lot of people put up Christmas lights early. They were putting stuff decorating their house.
Yeah,
and
like our neighbors. And I was like, oh,
yeah.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, our people, finally, Christmas early.
That's what it took to have early Christmas.
Depression, pandemic, yeah.
But we've been doing this like all of our lives. Typically, we try to put the tree up either on Thanksgiving or the day after. I think in terms of talking about the earliest, we did it in November of 2020. I think the saddest one was actually 2019 because we were so busy. We didn't put the tree up until like mid-December. That's un-Harmon of us.
We are not the family whoever still does this. I'm sorry, but your tradition is stupid when you put your tree up on like Christmas Eve.
Yeah, I see
and then
so many movies.
Take it down on like the day after Christmas. Like that is so much work for 2 days that you can't even enjoy it.
And for those who have a real tree, I don't know what the time limit is that you have to get rid of it, which is, I assume, if you have a real tree, you decorate it closer to the Christmas holiday.
I don't know.
What is it? Maybe like 2 weeks or something? And
it might be a little longer than that, but like it depends on how. Like I think your house is just gonna be full of needles. I think that's the main thing. The needles start to be looking crazy.
Our fake tree sheds needles. I still come across them sometime, and it's like in the summer. I'm like, how these? Now, if it's that bad, I want to imagine how a real tree.
Yeah, but then you got to get rid of that one. Like that one, we just put up in the garage until the next year.
Yeah,
We're not trying to spend like $200 each one.
Yeah, I didn't know how much real trees cost. I don't know. I guess because you see them on like Hallmark movies. It's like, oh, let's take
that one.
And I'm like, how much is that tree?
I mean, if a regular average, what we consider average, maybe like a 5 or 6 foot Christmas tree, would be $200 or $300, and that's probably on the cheap end. Imagine how it is, at Times Square or whatever when they're doing the big tree lighting that's like hundreds of feet. It's probably maybe hundreds of thousands of dollars. I don't know. Not even including decorations. Oh, okay. We're taxing you a very Merry Christmas. We always do this. We start reminiscing because a lot of the ornaments is on the tree.
Reliable.
A lot of them are either the same age as me or a little bit older because they date back to when our parents first got married to now. So a lot of those ornaments are 30 plus years old, and they're still going strong. They're still kicking. And that's what adds to the fun variety of it. I mean, like I'm all for I like the trees that have like the matching baubles and all that kind of stuff.
Grown-up tree.
The grown-up trees, yeah. But
we childish.
I have a mix of like the traditional bulbs, but then I have some cute, like I've got a narwhal, I've got a panda bear, got a couple handmade ones. I have a lot of animal ones actually, a British flag, and I have a Eiffel Tower. So it's kind of random. I'm growing my tree. My dad found my Christmas tree for free. It was just on the side of the road.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, and so my dad came home. He's like, "Hey, I got you a Christmas tree." I was like, "Oh, where?" Because I almost bought one.
Free is a good, yeah. One thing that the Harmons are good at, we're really good at finding deals any time of year. But we're just good at
on birthday cake.
Yeah, there was one year I think that we all, or almost all of us got.
I found one. Daddy found one, and I think
I have.
I think I did too. I think we had like three or four cakes.
Like 3. Yeah, I know. I think for sure 3 or 4. So we put them all in the freezer.
Yeah, so we didn't communicate whose turn it was or who's gonna get the birthday cake.
I mean, I guess plus side, that did us for the year.
We had an extra one for a friend.
Something that we've also talked about in the podcast: cookie decorating. Like we make an art out of it. Especially Christy. We've talked about Christy's cookie decorating.
Christy's done very well with her cookies. Yes,
like pretty realistic.
Keep getting more elaborate each year. Yeah, like, at some point I'm gonna make my own like Sistine Chapel. Like.
Christy, the Michelangelo of cookies.
I know that's been the hardest thing. It's like I'll make like my favorite. So like we always make the Monkees, and like with 2 E's, not UI.
Yes.
The band.
Cherry does the Beatles.
Yeah, I try.
Yeah, I try. But like Chrissy, she even does like the strands of the hair, which is so impressive. You know, does a little piping bag.
Yeah, try to get some neutral skin toned icing going on. So yeah, the whole time like while the cookies are baking, I'm like, I'm gonna look like a mad scientist trying to mix up all the different colors. I'm like, hold on, this looks like an ombre rather than like this one is, you know.
You do have a technique to it.
If in the near future, if Christy or one of us ever opens up a bakery that specializes in making monkeys cookies.
Yeah, like, kind of do you guys have a favorite 60s band? I can make a cookie.
I mean, that's a very niche thing, but it could be like all the cookies are based off of famous bands from the 50s and 60s.
I guess Sarah's gonna make an Elvis one probably this year.
Goodness,
we gotta get a bunch of like sprinkles and like bedazzled like sugar.
Just make some hips.
I hadn't thought about doing an Elvis cookie. I don't know how good I'd be at doing that, to be honest.
Probably not so good, but it makes eating it a lot easier.
Yeah, that's the hardest thing. I think I waited until July one year to eat my cookies because I was so proud of my monkeys. I was like, no, Davey, like Mike, I don't want to eat you.
And then they're probably as hard as a brick.
Actually, because we put so much freaking butter in them.
Okay, that's true.
As soon as you take it out and just let it thaw for a little bit, they're just as soft.
I don't know if you remember this, Chris. I think you might have been too young. But do you remember when we tried to make gingerbread cookies? And we put like 3 cups of olive oil. Like, it was so slippery.
They just kind of like...
just follow the recipe. That's why there's a recipe for a reason. And we can swap this out with we can't.
Yeah, because we tried to swap out the butter or something with olive oil.
Yeah, and it was the most. It was
trying to do a healthy alternative.
Make these slippery gingerbread hard cookies that I think we eventually ate because they were.
We slowly but surely ate, but yeah, it was. We didn't eat them as fast as we usually do.
Because it was nasty.
We usually do Christmas Eve. We decorate the cookies, and then we go to watch our favorite movie, Scrooge.
Yeah,
which is the best version of the Christmas Carol,
1970
version.
1970.
Albert
Finney.
Yes, yeah. I will fight anyone that says that one is not the best. That's totally the best version of Scrooge.
There's only 2 of my friends from high school. One was
our teacher.
Yes, our teacher, and then the Watsons. They said that was the best by far, and they were the only ones that knew about it, but nobody else in my life has known about that one, and I was like, but why?
No, it's the best one. We think we can sound Cockney by the end of it, but...
and then we usually sometimes we'll go and we'll watch the Grinch first, not the movie. I'm sorry, we got to do the cartoon.
You gotta do Chuck Jones. That's one thing. We are a very traditional family when it comes to especially watching shows.
We will watch these same shows all throughout like the next 2 months. We'll be watching the same Grinch probably like 5 times. The Little Drummer Boy, Rankin Bass.
Yes,
even though nobody doesn't know that name anymore.
Bass.
You know what Rankin Bass is because that's the people that made Rudolph.
That's a good segue. I was going to talk about that because Jules Bass just passed away a couple months ago. Yep. So I wanted to, I know he's done a whole bunch of other things, but especially for Christmas, like that's quintessential watching.
When I was talking about Angela Lansbury a couple months ago because she just passed, but I was talking about the first Christmas Snow, that cartoon. I was just like, my childhood.
Yeah, that was my introduction to Angela Lansbury, I think. Yeah, with little Lucas, that somehow the tree got struck by lightning, but somehow it blinded him.
Well, and the Christmas Snow brought back his sight.
It did, yeah.
The little dog Waggles. And
Waggles. Oh, what a cute name for a dog.
Black Woolly.
Lucas.
Well, now I want to watch watch it.
I know. Well, don't worry, we'll get to that in the next week or so.
Well, Christy talked about Rudolph, so we got to talk about Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. You got to have Burl Ives, silver and gold,
Not forget Frosty.
Happy birthday.
Yeah. You see that one or another one of our random, no money,
No ticket.
That's like one of our favorites. We'll just say that randomly.
Every once in a while we do think nasty. Think nasty.
Better to come to life.
Yeah.
Swallows the whistle.
Yeah, like seriously, most of our quotables do come from Christmas movies and TV shows. You mentioned Little Drummer Boy, so that Little Drummer Boy, I like that. Greer Garson is the narrator. And then we have, When the Day is Good.
Yeah,
and the wind
you
is
like that
right.
song for some reason.
When a goose is flying high. I like that song. I don't know.
Okay, we can move on.
Oh, Santa Claus is coming to town.
Yeah, Mickey Rooney played Santa. In
About
like
four or five
4 or 5, yeah.
Yeah.
of those.
He was a perfect voice for it.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I was trying to segue for you guys to talk about the Miser Brothers.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, ba-dum-bum-bum, bum, da-dum-dum-dum. Hi,
Mr. White Christmas.
Okay, before we break out into chorus,
Yup.
little dancing miserettes behind him.
Miserettes.
They are little mini chews.
They are. Well, admittedly, I personally get a kick out of watching Charity and Christy watch that show. They start doing the movements and the motion, and because it's stop motion, it's funny seeing Christy. Christy can actually do weird like
Put one foot
in
Yeah.
front of the other.
It's a whole different world when you have to act like a claymation character.
It is special kind of choreography. I know the ones that Christy and Charity like because
The Christmas Card and The Most Wonderful Time of the Year. Those are the
Oh,
only two Hallmark movies
Hallmark.
that
Oh,
we
Hallmark.
choose to watch. Because Hallmark is love y'all, Hallmark. I know y'all pump out a lot of movies, but they all the same.
I mean, I guess as a media professional, part of me is a bit jealous that they have a formula
Yeah,
they
that
don't have
works.
to change.
Yeah.
Like from here until forever, until people start changing their mind about it, they can do the same kind of movies and people want that.
yeah,
And it's even coined a Hallmark movie. Like when you say that, people know
Well,
it's storyline.
Yeah, exactly.
it's its own genre. Like it's a Hallmark
And
genre
people have
movie.
done so many parodies talking about, the fall and the Christmas movies and, I have to go to a small town to fall in love with my high school boy,
Yeah.
And it's the same thing. And we're like, yep. But
Used to be
people-
married to my job, but now I see this simple life is for me.
And I'm going to move to Christmastown, Pennsylvania.
And I'm gonna run this gingerbread farm all year round.
I'm like, child, what you going to do in April and July and August in Christmastown?
Well,
Sorry,
hopefully,
they have love to keep it going.
hopefully they make enough money in the month of December, the day before
That
Christmas.
lasts them all
All
round.
year.
Okay.
Yeah, so admittedly, I don't watch a lot of Hallmark movies. I know Charity and Christy have their special ones that are still quotable.
I think the ones that we like have classic movie stars in
Yes,
it, and that
yes.
kind of helps. So yeah, with
That
the
Ed
Christmas
Asner,
card,
Henry
Most
Winkler.
Wonderful Time of the Year.
Yes.
So.
Those have to be up near the top 10
There
somehow.
is one that's coming out this year that I do want to see because Marlo Thomas is in it. And I know Christy and I, we watched That Girl.
Another 60s show for some who don't know.
Another classic star, a daughter of Danny Thomas, St. Jude.
St. Jude,
And
yeah.
he had his own show and stuff. So when I saw that she was going to be in a film, I was like, okay, I'll watch this one.
Well, you can't miss the quintessential Charlie Brown Christmas. I think out of all the ones, it's like, yeah.
Big old breath. And we all know that you can put up a Christmas tree by
Waving your hands.
in front
And
of
it
the tree.
decorates it and it makes it full and bright.
Yeah, it goes from a Christmas branch to a Christmas tree.
All it needs is a little love.
Heck, if that's the case, when we put up the tree, we need to.
Wait, faster.
I tried that last year,
It
didn't I?
didn't work. There's always so many theories about the Charlie Brown, the Peanuts universe, because it's just all children. They're gonna put on a show somehow.
All children in their trombone adult voices that are sometimes around.
Except when they're in France and they actually speak English. So if you guys get tired of the sound of the trombone, go to France where they talk in perfect English. I was trying to remember somebody gave some kind of like theory that there is an adult that you see in Charlie Brown Christmas, even though you don't see them, but they're there. When Linus gets up on the stage and says, "Lights, please," and then the light shines, they think it's an
one
adult.
tech dude is trying to watch
guy.
all these like kindergarten / third graders.
Probably an intern. I doubt it's a real life adult. Some intern that's locked in the booth. Here, you watch the kids.
He's probably like 19.
Yeah. That's usually how it goes in the media world.
Yeah, but yeah, Charlie Brown Christmas. And also, for those of you who don't know, because everyone talks about Charlie Brown Christmas, but
It's Christmas again.
it's Christmas time again, Charlie Brown, which is one that we think is hilarious and no one talks about because, again, they're putting on a show.
Oh, and Harold Angels. I like it when Charlie Brown is supposed to be selling
wreaths,
and he's like, "Oh, this is from Solomon."
Yeah, getting back to King Solomon. Oh, Sally said that.
Yeah.
You can read that in the Book of Chronicles.
I'm like, what kind of con are you pulling on the neighborhood? You got Christmas wreaths coming all the way from Israel.
Well, it's just like in the actual Christmas one, talking about Solomon, the pig pen, or even Nebuchadnezzar. So his dirt dates back to ancient times.
Emmett Otter.
Oh, yes.
He's like, remember when Papa bring home the Christmas branch? Yeah, that's what I mean. Think of.
Yeah,
You say that and then small one.
Oh,
Yeah.
Small One. Yeah, but like Small One was downright adorable. I think Small One and the old cartoon about Johnny Appleseed, I think those are the only two Disney cartoons that have a Christian theme, if I remember correctly. Because especially with Small One, he's the donkey that, at the end, spoiler alert for those of you guys who really want to know, is the donkey, that takes Mary to, Bethlehem and all that kind of stuff at the end. So it ends with the nativity.
We watched that one and then we go straight into the Disney Christmas Carol.
Oh, yeah. Which was funny when I was a kid. I thought that was such a long movie.
It was like an hour and a half. Yeah. And then we watched it.
It was like
about
30
5
minutes.
years ago. It's not even 30 minutes.
No, it's like 20, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Which means they fit the whole Christmas Carol story. And
but your perception of time changes when you get older. Yeah, because I remember that was just like, man, that was hours and hours.
Yeah. And you can't forget. We watched 3 different variations of the Christmas Carol. We got Scrooge.
Yeah.
We got
the
Disney version, and then we got Mr. Magoo.
Oh, Mr. Magoo.
Yep.
We're just blankety blank blank.
No good. One of our Harmon traditions is that we have a black nativity.
We do.
Yes, we know it's not necessarily correct because Jesus was Jewish.
But neither are the white nativities.
I know. So, yes, we do have a whole black nativity with black wise men.
Yeah.
And not just
Black angels. The sheep's still white, though, so.
Maybe the animals are black, too. You never know.
The donkey.
Soul.
Donkeys was soul.
They're all voiced by Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
Eddie Murphy, Chris Rock. you get them all. You get them all in there.
That one is like probably about as old as Mama and Daddy's been married.
The Black Nativity, I remember we bought it when we were still living in Indiana. I was probably about 6 or 7, so we were really young. But I think we bought it because a lot of those things we bought at Sears or something, because we also used to have, it doesn't work that well anymore or at all, we used to have that Christmas little carousel that would play.
Yeah. I
think we got rid of it because it finally broke.
It finally broke, but we had it for about.
It was like 20 years because like
I think it was older than. I think it was older than that.
I mean, I remember us having it when I was like 4.
Yeah, we had it in Indiana for sure.
Well, and I know we had the carousel, like even after a while when it wouldn't play the music anymore, I think
we just had it set up.
Yeah. So we kept it broken for a long time, and then we were like, okay, we should probably, because the horses were like, they're getting stuck.
Yeah. Speaking of something we've had forever, Mother used to have this cylindrical red candle. With that old wreath.
Well,
it got slightly melted from being in the garage.
Funny story about our mother. She likes candles. She does not like to burn them. So we will have candles for years, and the wick is still perfect and white and untouched. But she's like, well, if you burn them, then they won't hold its shape. We can buy another candle. We have candles.
Yeah, we have
decorative candles.
Decorative candles.
For looks only.
We got some stuff that I think they got when we were still living in Indiana. It's like a light up. It's in a white kind of a bowl container.
Mm-hmm. Somebody made that.
Somebody made Mama. That. Yeah.
And the lights finally went out like a few years ago, but it also had lasted since I was a kid. I remember.
Yeah. Yes, I think when I was in kindergarten, we were living in our little
our trailer home. Yeah. Y'all bought some new lights for it.
Mama bought lights for it, and she put them back in because she was like my little centerpiece.
Yeah, because it was poinsettias.
We would put it in the kitchen on the table.
Yes, but we have our own special Christmas tablecloth we've had forever.
I will say, out of all of our Christmas traditions and things that we like to do, we could all agree that we like listening to the Nat King Cole Christmas album.
Yes.
And yeah, and that's
one.
That's one I've listened to like when I'm away from home, and
you just feel like sad. You're like, I need something to make me happy.
Yeah, and you feel comforted.
Yes.
And like people make fun of me because I actually listen to Christmas music all year round. Like it'll be June or April or whatever, and I'm like, you know what? I'm in the mood for Christmas music, and I always come back to the Nat King Cole album, and I'm just like, when you listen to it, it's like, oh, everything's gonna be okay.
Yes.
Like he just has that.
It just reminds you of like childhood and smiles.
That voice, man. That voice.
Especially as soon as you wake up and you hear a little bit of violin. Usually, whenever we hear this on the radio,
you just have to stop.
okay.
Chestnuts roasting on an open fire.
No, seriously, like whenever we listen to the radio and it comes on, you know, like some of the, like a lot of the songs on the radio, Christmas is like trash. It's like, like I don't want to hear like this 21st century nonsense. But then they still have some of the cult classics.
Nat King Cole, Bing Crosby, Andy Williams. Oh,
and Josh Groban. I know he's not an old.
Well, but he's got a classic sound.
Michael Bublé coming out of his cave.
It's funny because like I remember watching an interview that he did. He actually hates that, but
he's capitalizing on it now.
Last year at his concerts, he sold T-shirts with that meme on it.
Yeah, I mean, hey.
I'm like, hey, even though you hate it, you can make a ton of money off of that.
What he should have done is gone to a real cave and actually did a pose on it. So, but guys, this is like, we enjoy talking about Christmas. This is what we do as a family. It was cool to have the Harmon sisters take over Double Stuff. Another classic, White Christmas.
Yup.
Cosby, Danny Kaye.
Yeah, Rosemary Clooney, Vera Ellen. Good movies. But in the meantime, hopefully you enjoyed the three of us laughing and having a grand old time. So if you want to listen to some more episodes from Double Stuff, please do so. Go to our website at doublestuffpod.com. And of course, all of our newest episodes are going to be on all the podcast platforms. If you want to listen to all of our holiday episodes that we've done over the past 2 years, check out Season 4, which is episode 31 to 40, and Season 9, episodes 81 to 90, or 81 to 89, rather. So check that out. Get in the Christmas holiday spirit. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram at Double Stuff Podcast, and of course on Twitter at Double Stuff P, and that's the letter P.